Hello Scorpio and welcome to your reading. I'll have to apologize beforehand because I'm doing this right after my cat had a nap, so she's probably gonna be making some noise and I'm sorry for that, but yeah, life happens. I've had a very I feel very tired today. I know it's been the new moon. I've been trying to manifest, but I'm just trying to get by right now. I know a lot of Scorpios are kind of struggling right now, but all of the fixed signs are. But let's see what the universe has to say to us today. All right. Please, universe, guides, spirits, help me guide Scorpio today. Sun, moon, and rising. We have the Knight of Swords. Having to stay focused here and being more logical than emotional. That's very hard. Let's see. What else? I feel like to get by, that's the mindset we've had to have for some time and not get our emotions mixed into everything, trying to just keep track of the goal, trying to follow the steps that we have prepared for ourselves, and not get too caught up in our feelings and love may have suffered because of this. Love may have become stagnant or passive. There's the Lovers. And I feel for some of you, a rejection could have made you turn your back to love for this time being. For some of you, I feel like it's my little tourmaline right there. You may have been rejected recently and it made you feel like, oh, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna focus on love right now. I feel like it's not working out. I feel like it's not time. I'm just gonna focus on my stuff. Five of Wands and the Queen of Cups in the bottom. So there's been some sort of disagreement here. I think maybe there has been a situation where one of you felt like this was going somewhere maybe, and the other person felt like this was just another situationship. We know how those go. Oh my god. Yeah. Love is difficult. I think someone feels like they have been treated unfairly while the other person feels like they did everything right here. Okay. I think there's been some deception going on here. I think Scorpio, someone really acted like they were serious with you or acting like they were willing to put in the work. We see the Three of Pentacles here. I feel like you definitely did, or you felt like there were emotions there. And you think it's unfair of them to... I feel like they've kept their intentions secret for a long time. And that to you this has been manipulative, and to them it's just been evaluating the situation. You're just disagreeing on what happened. But I think someone here is like, oh, you're taking this way too lightly, and the other one is like, you're taking this way too seriously. It could also be the other way around. But I'm getting that this is you that's upset here. Yeah, and then the moon, and the star. It's definitely... There's a lot of confusion here. There's a lot of things like happening behind the scenes, things that are getting exposed now with the moon. And it's kind of like... It's like you've had something, like some sort of relationship going, and then someone may have like asked the question like, what are we? Or someone has been taking a step back, and the other person is like, what's going on? I thought we were going somewhere. And then everything just kind of like they rejected you, I feel like, and they're like, oh, I thought you realized that. Like, they could have said something in the beginning of like, I'm not really looking for anything serious, but then you never had the talk again, and you may have thought like this is evolving into something, even though they did say in the beginning that they're not looking for it. But that's not the same thing as like people can change, people's opinions and feelings and wants and needs change. And I think their actions made you think that they changed their minds. You know how people act like your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, and then they're like, oh no, I was just casual. And it's like, damn. All right. I don't know if someone is still hopeful here, or if it's that there's been hope, but now it's kind of like not there anymore because of someone just suddenly backing out. Lovers again. Oh, okay. Someone definitely is hopeful here. We're seeing the star again. We're seeing the lovers again. Next to strength and King of Pentacles. This is really interesting. Someone here is loyal and trying to keep their emotions in check for this connection. I don't know if that is you. Sometimes we are so hopeful that we are like waiting for the person to come around. Like the King of Pentacles is very patient. He is very slow moving. So perhaps this person is telling you that they're just a slow burner. Perhaps they're telling you that they just want to take it in their tempo, like they want to take things, like let things happen in their own pace. And so you're like, okay, this could have been what they've been saying up until this point, and that's why you stayed hopeful, and that's why you kept these emotions to yourself. I feel like you definitely fell for them hard, but you didn't really want to scare them away. You didn't want to make them feel pressured. And so you were like, I'm going to swallow my emotions for some time. I'm going to keep them hidden. And maybe once you finally opened up, or maybe something slipped out of your mouth, something definitely happened. I have to see. Like, is this... Oh. Yeah. All right. So with time, you came to see how their actions were very small compared to yours. I feel like you wanted to do a lot of things for this person. You wanted to buy them coffee or surprise them or show them your kindness. I feel like you invited them to a lot of plans. You made plans specifically for them. You know how when you're waiting up for someone and you're like, perhaps they're coming over later, and then you never hear from them and you're like, damn. Something like that, because I feel like the effort you put in, or wanted to at least, was not reciprocated. And at first you were like, sure, I get it. Perhaps you felt like you fell too quick, and you were like, I'm just gonna wait for them to catch up. But in staying in this connection, waiting for them, I feel like your emotions developed further, and theirs kind of never, like, they didn't evolve at all, maybe. I think seeing the Page of Pentacles, that's never a good sign. It's not a good sign in this context, I mean. It can definitely be a good sign in other readings. But when it comes to relationships, it's a very small effort. Like this person is showing up with crumbs. And also seeing the Four of Swords, they're kind of not doing it much. They're very passive and I felt like they were using your kindness a little bit. I think they knew that you really liked them. And I think that, I don't know what maybe they liked the attention. I'm seeing here the Six of Pentacles, Judgment, and Queen of Swords. This makes me think that you gave them a lot, seeing here with the Six of Pentacles. And you getting this. It's not much. It's them spending their time alone and away from you and not really showing you much. Instead of being honest and saying, like, I don't think this is going anywhere, they were kind of just making excuses because they appreciated your attention. And I think once you realize this with judgment, because we can be delusional for a while, but eventually we're gonna realize, like, something is up here. Like, why? Oh, sure, you're a slow burner, but why are you never catching up? Why are you never, like, why are your actions never evolving? Like, you know. And I think once you realized we're not giving equally as much, that's when their Queen of Swords showed up being like, oh, but you know, I was just being like, that's when they gave you the truth. Once it was all already out in the open, like their intentions, like you exposed their intentions, and that's when they're honest and they're like, but I did say. And it's like, no, you didn't say that you didn't want to continue deepening this relationship. You just said that things take time for you, and it's okay to back out, of course, but it's a bit misleading to never clarify, like, oh, I'm not there with my emotions, I'm not sure I'm gonna get there. I feel like they were being deceiving. And I think when they gave you these crumbs, you were like, oh my god, yes. In the beginning, until you realized it was crumbs. Perhaps another person came along and showed you, like, more attention, and you were like, oh. Let's see. Oh, Tower. Saying hello. Oh my god. No, my card. All right, perfect, amazing. Yeah, here we go again with the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like that's confirmation that, yeah, Seven of Pentacles, High Priestess, Three of Swords. Ouch. I wonder if you're keeping your emotions to yourself a bit here. Like you're not really... I feel like you don't want to give them the satisfaction of your tears for them. I feel like now that you see them for who they truly are, you're like, damn, I don't want you to know that I'm this upset over you. So you're kind of just putting on a front, or you're just kind of hidden a little bit for now. I feel like you're not really giving them much of signs that you're sad. I think that's... Perhaps you showed them your anger. This is typical Scorpio energy though. Like, yeah, see, you're very, very upset over this, like the Ten of Swords. But you're like, no, I'm fine, I'm good. This is so many swords. The Empress. I think that's how you portray yourself right now. But in reality, you're very upset that they didn't reciprocate your feelings here, or that they didn't... Like, you were hoping to get to this level with the person, the King of Cups. I feel like you were fantasizing about, like, once they pass their own threshold of, like, now I'm ready to open up, now I'm ready to show them love, now I'm ready to be more affectionate. I feel like you pictured that and was waiting and hoping for that to happen. And, it's kind of having like having your dreams crushed. You were seeing it so clearly, and then you realized, like, this is not doable. Clarification, most dreams are doable. I just mean, like, sometimes we have those moments of like, this is not gonna work out, and then you mourn all of the inner images you had of this experience that you thought you were gonna have eventually, and it hurts. And I feel like you had to really stop and take a moment. Like, it's okay that you feel this way. It's really okay, Scorpio, and it doesn't make you a weak person, but I totally understand that you're not really feeling like showing this to them. I do not really know how much in contact you are, but you're not really showing on social media that you're upset. You're not really... I feel like if you are talking, you're kind of like, oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm thinking back on the Knight of Swords that we saw in the beginning. I feel like you were more logical and maybe had more digs at them than showing that you're sad. I feel you were like, okay, but your actions and your words were this. And now all of a sudden you're telling me this. Like, why didn't you say this earlier? I feel like it's... you wasted my time kind of language, instead of, oh, you really hurt me, I'm upset, I really have feelings for you. I feel like you didn't really give them that because you didn't want them to feel even more boosted than they already probably felt. Like, this is probably a person that's... They may be really insecure, and they just really love the attention, and the way that they noticed that you really liked them made them feel good about themselves, but they didn't feel that way for you, so they strung you along. Not kind of, they did string you along. And now you're hurting because obviously we are water signs and we are Scorpio. We feel very, very deeply. It's very cliche, but it's true. We feel things. I don't think I have to explain it. We all know what it's like to feel this emotion. I felt it like a year ago. It was actually terrible. It was very, very upsetting. I actually did the same thing. I just realized I also were like not really showing them how upset I was, even though I was. Because they just don't deserve that. They don't. I think you are doing the right thing by just being like, okay, sure, do your thing, and then mourning in private. But I hope you are speaking to friends, at least. I hope you're speaking to friends or family member, telling them how you feel about the situation, just so you're not alone, because it can be so painful to go through this, right? Let's see, is there advice or a solution to this? Is there advice or solution to this? Don't go back to your ex was something I just heard. So if that's like your backup, don't do it. That's not the solution. Knight of Swords. Yeah, the solution is to do what you're doing. Keep focusing on healing yourself. Protect your emotions. Try and not let your emotions ruin your day-to-day life or your other goals that you had. Remember what your long-term personal goals are, because we can get really wrapped up in love, right? Like we will get so sucked into just being in love, and yeah, you will struggle for some time. You're really going through it, but eventually things are going to change. Seeing the 5 of Swords now, so yeah, it is really good that like they will feel these, like it's just not nice to know that if you share that you're upset or sad with this person, they're just gonna like it. So yeah, don't do that. Find comfort in friends and family. Eventually you're gonna move on and things are going to move forward. We're seeing the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, so this is gonna be a huge learning moment for you moving forward, and like the pain you feel right now is really not nice. You learn something, and sometimes we don't realize what we learned until long after. So if you're like, I feel like that was totally unnecessary, understandable. But yeah, there's always something to learn from these painful moments, even though obviously I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. You're gonna realize that you walked away from someone who wasn't even, like, they weren't emotionally there. They were not your soulmate. They were not your match. They were not on your level. You will eventually see someone who is, and you're gonna look back on this and be like, damn, I'm so glad I didn't stay with that person because they gave me so little. And even though we feel very strong emotions toward people sometimes, it doesn't mean that they're a good match, because I've definitely in the past been like, if I don't feel this super strong, like completely engulfing me emotion towards someone, then it's not real, and that's just not true. Like the structures of the relationship and the give and take and how much they care for you is just as important. Like that is more important than feeling like, oh, this is my entire world. You know how we feel sometimes, like we did when we were like 14. It's like our entire world, and it's a fun emotion. It's fun to feel that way, but those are usually the burns, right? Those are usually the painful ones, like the ones. It's kind of like a twin flame thing. I don't know if I believe in twin flames, but the way it's described is kind of like that. You know, it's very intense and it's a lot of emotions, and it's like, oh, I'm so alive right now, but it comes with so much pain because it's just a learning moment. It's kind of, I feel like it's the universe's way of like pulling you in, and then having you experience these life lessons to then spit you out. And then when you see a healthy relationship where it's I want to say a normal temperature in the emotions, you're kind of like, why am I not feeling this super overwhelming feeling? But I feel like that's not the point. You're supposed to feel at home with someone, at ease. You're supposed to feel like this person does love me and they do take care of me and I do care and love them and I take care of them. So even if you did feel very strongly for this person, it doesn't mean that they're the one. It doesn't mean that you were supposed to be together, even though that's what it feels like. But that's the thing. It's just what it feels like. It's not reality. And you deserve much, much more than a freaking Page of Pentacles. I'm so done with Page of Pentacles people. Like, can we just... What is wrong with them? Like, making us feel a certain way when they're just not that. It's a lot of fantasizing as well, like romanticizing situations. So that's a little bit on us as well, water sign culture. Anyway, I really hope this gave you some sort of comfort, some sort of hope towards the future. Like, let go of this person, let go of the past people that you're thinking of right now. Like, not the ex, not at all, especially not during the Venus retrograde, not at all with the upcoming Mercury retrograde. Do not do it. Of course, there are single cases where maybe that is the right thing, but most of you do not. Do not do it, okay? Listen to me, do not do it. Move forward. Anyway, that is it for today. I really hope that you got something out of this reading. If you resonated with this, please leave a like or drop a comment. If you resonate with my energy, you're very, very welcome. Sound like an Animal Crossing character sometimes. You're very, very welcome to subscribe and stay on this channel with me. And yeah, if not, that's fine too. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, Scorpio.